Do you struggle to keep your blood sugar stable, even when you think you're eating healthy? For millions of people living with diabetes, every meal feels like a gamble, especially when it comes to carbohydrates. But new evidence from Japan is rewriting the rules, showing that certain simple grains can in fact control blood sugar in over 90% of patients. These grains don't just fuel your body, they work with your system to smooth out sugar spikes and boost energy. Imagine feeling satisfied after a meal without the fear of sudden glucose spikes. Today I'll reveal which grains are finally giving hope to diabetics and the results they can see. But don't forget to like it. Let's help more diabetic patients find this video and learn which grain controls diabetes. You know that feeling when you sit down for a meal and worry about what it might do to your blood sugar later. It's like you can't even relax while eating because the fear of that sudden spike is always in the back of your mind. Many people with diabetes go through this every single day, and it can feel exhausting. What if I told you that one small change on your plate could make those spikes less scary? Sometimes the answer is hidden in foods you've seen before, but never gave much thought to. This little seed has been eaten for centuries in other countries, but only recently started showing up in more American kitchens. At first glance, it looks simple, almost too plain to matter, but looks can be deceiving. And in this case, what's inside can actually support your blood sugar in surprising ways. I'm talking about quinoa, a grain-like seed that has been making a difference for many people. You may have seen it in the grocery store, sitting quietly next to rice or pasta. The beauty of quinoa is not just that it tastes good, but how it makes you feel after eating it. Unlike white bread or sugary cereals, it doesn't give you that roller coaster rise and crash. Instead, many people notice a calmer, steadier energy throughout the day. And that steadiness is exactly what your body needs to avoid painful nerve tingling or that heavy fatigue. Have you ever felt drained just an hour after eating? Quinoa can help smooth that out. Now here's where a lot of folks make a mistake. They think cooking quinoa is difficult or takes too long, so they stick with easier options like white rice. But in reality, quinoa is one of the simplest things to cook. All it takes is rinsing it well, adding it to a pot with water, and letting it simmer. That's it. Imagine swapping it in for just one meal this week and noticing how your body feels after. Sometimes the smallest steps bring the biggest relief. But wait, this isn't even the best part. Quinoa also has protein and fiber together in one bite. That's like a tag team working in your favor, slowing down how fast sugar moves into your bloodstream. Think about it. Instead of sugar rushing in all at once, your body gets a steady flow it can handle. That means fewer spikes, fewer crashes, and more balance. Tell me, have you ever noticed a food that made you feel calmer after eating? Share your experience in the comments. Quinoa also helps with digestion, which can be a struggle for many people with diabetes. Constipation and bloating are not fun to talk about, but they are very real daily struggles. Because it has fiber, quinoa can gently move things along without being harsh. And when your digestion works better, your blood sugar also tends to behave better. Everything in the body is connected, even if doctors don't always explain it that way. Pay attention here, because this connection could be life-changing. One of the things I love most about quinoa is how versatile it is. You can use it warm in a bowl with vegetables, or you can chill it and turn it into a salad. A lot of seniors in America are learning how easy it is to mix quinoa with beans, grilled chicken, or even scrambled eggs. That makes it a comfort food that feels satisfying, but won't sabotage your sugar. Have you ever tried adding something new to an old family recipe? Write in the comments what happened when you did. Here's something else most people don't realize. Quinoa is naturally gluten-free. That makes it easier on your stomach if bread and pasta leave you feeling heavy. And for those who deal with joint pain or swelling, that lightness can be a huge relief. Just think about sitting down to dinner and standing back up without that same knee ache you usually feel. It may not fix everything, but it sure helps to take away a little of the burden. Now, let me give you a simple recipe you can try tonight. Cook 1 cup of quinoa, let it cool, then mix it with diced cucumbers, tomatoes, and a squeeze of lemon. Add a sprinkle of olive oil and a pinch of salt. That's it. You have a fresh, light salad that won't send your sugar soaring. Recipes like this are simple, but don't let the simplicity fool you. They can truly make life easier when diabetes is always in the picture. And here's where a lot of people slip up. They think they need to completely change their diet overnight. That's not true. Just start with one meal, maybe breakfast or lunch, where you swap out bread or rice for quinoa. See how you feel. If you notice less tiredness or fewer headaches, then you've already won half the battle. Tell me in the comments the worst crash you've ever had after a meal. Your story might help someone else reading. Another helpful way to use quinoa is in breakfast bowls. You can cook it, add a little cinnamon, and top with blueberries or walnuts. That gives you a warm, comforting meal that doesn't taste diet-like at all. In fact, you might even forget you're eating something that's helping your blood sugar. And isn't that the best feeling? Eating something good and not even realizing it's working behind the scenes for your health. But don't stop here. Quinoa can also support your heart health. People with diabetes often struggle with cholesterol or blood pressure, and this little seed offers natural support. Eating it regularly can help reduce that heavy, bloated feeling after greasy meals. Think about replacing fried potatoes with quinoa one night. The difference could surprise you. And maybe, just maybe, your doctor will notice it on your next checkup. Quinoa is also gentle on your weight, which matters when diabetes makes pounds harder to manage. Because it keeps you full longer, you're less likely to grab sugary snacks between meals. That means fewer temptations and fewer regrets later. How many times have you reached for something sweet, only to feel guilty afterward? If you've been there, type the word truth in the comments, because you're definitely not alone. And here's something else I need you to remember. Quinoa is not just a health food. It's real food and it belongs in everyday kitchens. Don't think of it as something special or complicated. Treat it like rice, but smarter. The more normal you make it in your meals, the easier it becomes to stick with it. And when healthy choices feel normal, that's when lasting change really happens. The more you bring quinoa into your life, the more you may notice the little pains easing, less bloating, fewer headaches, fewer sugar crashes. It may not erase diabetes, but it can soften the daily struggles. And sometimes that's what matters most, making each day a little easier to handle. Keep this in mind, because it's a choice you can make every single day. Quinoa might just be that small but powerful change that gives you hope. Even as we talk about this, I know some people still wonder if it's really worth trying. And that's okay, because doubt is normal. But the truth is, you won't know until you give it a chance. What's one meal to test out? It might just change how you feel for the better. Quinoa has been around for centuries, helping people survive, and now it's here for you. And that's a gift worth trying on your plate. Did you know that many dishes that seem healthy for diabetics can actually be dangerous? Discover the recipes that really work. Stop feeling limited or insecure in the kitchen. My book brings together delicious and easy recipes, specially created to keep your blood sugar under control and add more flavor to your life. I've already helped thousands of diabetics eat better, feel happier, and achieve a lighter life with my book. Every recipe has been tested and approved by those who understand the needs of people living with diabetes. Click the link in the first comment of this video now and get immediate access to the book that will transform your meals today. When you think of comfort food, what comes to mind? For many people here in the United States, it's rice. Rice shows up in casseroles, side dishes, and family dinners that bring everyone together. But if you live with diabetes, you've probably been told that rice is the enemy. Doctors and dietitians warn about spikes and crashes, and you might have even felt them yourself after a plate of white rice. But what if I told you there's another kind of rice that works differently with your body? This rice may look almost the same on the outside, but the inside is what makes the real difference. It still has the outer layer that white rice loses when it's polished down. That layer is filled with fiber and nutrients your body needs. I'm talking about brown rice, a simple switch that can change the way your blood sugar reacts. At first it might seem like a small choice, but wait until you hear why this matters so much. Here's the thing. Brown rice digests slower than white rice. That means instead of sugar rushing into your bloodstream like a flood, it comes in like a steady stream. And that steady stream gives your body a chance to handle it without panicking. Think of it as turning a wild river into a calm creek. Can you imagine sitting down for dinner and not feeling that heavy, sleepy crash afterward? That's what brown rice can do. But here's where many people go wrong. They think brown rice has no flavor or that it takes too long to cook. The truth is, it's just about learning the right way to prepare it. A simple method is boiling it in a little extra water and letting it simmer until it's tender. Add a pinch of salt or a drizzle of olive oil, and it becomes something warm and comforting. Have you tried brown rice before? Tell me in the comments if you noticed a difference in how you felt after eating it. And listen closely, because this might surprise you. Brown rice doesn't just help with sugar control, It can also ease that heavy, swollen feeling in your feet or legs. Many diabetics in America struggle with circulation problems, and eating foods that don't cause big sugar spikes makes a difference. The more balanced your blood sugar stays, the less pressure your body feels overall. It may sound simple, but it can mean more comfort in your everyday life. Here's a mini tip for you. Mix brown rice with vegetables like carrots, peas, or broccoli. Not only does it make the plate more colorful, but the extra fiber works together with the rice to slow sugar even more. And guess what? It tastes familiar, like the meals you grew up with, but without the same worries. Imagine enjoying a bowl and actually feeling proud of what's on your plate. That's a win you can feel inside and out. Have you ever eaten a meal and felt like your stomach turned into a balloon? That bloating happens because white rice breaks down too quickly and leaves your digestion struggling. Brown rice, with its fiber, moves more gently through your system. It helps keep things regular and reduces that uncomfortable pressure. If you've been through this, write the word relief in the comments. Someone else reading might need to hear they're not alone. But that's not the only benefit. Brown rice also helps with heart health. And as you know, diabetes often comes with worries about cholesterol and blood pressure. Because it keeps your sugar more steady, your heart doesn't have to work as hard to recover from spikes. Think about finishing a meal and not feeling your chest race or your head pound. That calmer feeling is your heart, thanking you for a better choice. Another easy recipe is to cook brown rice with chicken broth instead of plain water. It adds flavor without adding sugar. You can serve it alongside baked chicken or fish, and it feels like real comfort food. Try sprinkling parsley or garlic on top for an extra boost. Meals like this are proof that healthy eating doesn't have to be boring. Have you ever tried swapping broth for water when cooking? It changes everything. Now here's a little warning. Some people try brown rice once, don't cook it right, and give up forever. Don't make that mistake. If it turns out chewy or too dry, it's just a matter of adjusting the water or cooking time. Once you get it right, it's just as satisfying as white rice, but better for your sugar. Don't let one bad try stop you from finding a food that can make your days easier. Give it another shot. Let's be honest, managing diabetes is not just about numbers on a meter. It's about how you feel living every single day. Brown rice can help take away some of the fear after a meal. Imagine checking your sugar and not being shocked by how high it went. That kind of peace of mind is priceless. And if you've ever had one of those scary highs, share in the comments what it was like. Your story could help someone else avoid it. Think about this too. Brown rice keeps you fuller longer. That means fewer trips to the pantry for cookies or chips between meals. Staying satisfied is half the battle when you're fighting cravings. And the longer you stay full, the easier it is to make better choices. How many times have you grabbed something sweet just because you were hungry again too soon? If that's happened to you, type yes in the comments. But don't think of brown rice as a diet food. It's real food that belongs on family tables. You can make a pot and share it with your spouse, your kids, or even your grandkids. Everyone benefits, not just those with diabetes. That makes it easier to stick with, because you're not cooking something separate just for yourself. And when everyone's on board, meals become more enjoyable again. Isn't that what we all want? Here's another idea. Use brown rice in soups. It thickens them naturally and makes them heartier. Imagine a bowl of chicken soup with rice that actually helps your sugar instead of hurting it. It feels like comfort food, but smarter. And on cold days, it warms you from the inside out. Try it once and you'll see why people are switching. Sometimes the old favorites just need a healthier twist. And pay attention here, because this detail is easy to miss. Brown rice is rich in magnesium, a mineral that supports your muscles and nerves. That means less cramping in your legs and less stiffness in your joints. Many older adults complain about painful night cramps, and foods like brown rice can make those nights easier. Have you had leg cramps at night? Share in the comments how often they bother you. But here's the real key: consistency. Eating brown rice once won't magically change everything. It's about bringing it into your meals regularly. Maybe start with once or twice a week, then build from there. Over time, you'll notice how your body feels calmer after meals. And when you notice less pain or less tiredness, that's your proof it's working. Stick with it and give your body the time to adjust. Have you ever tried making fried rice with brown rice? It's lighter but still just as tasty. Use eggs, peas, and a splash of low-sodium soy sauce, and you've got a meal that feels like takeout but supports your sugar. That's the kind of smart swap that makes life easier. And the best part? No guilt afterward. Tell me, what's your favorite way to enjoy rice? Drop it in the comments. Maybe your idea will inspire someone else. But remember, not all brown rice at the store is the same. Some quick cook packages are more processed and don't have the same benefits. Look for whole grain brown rice on the label. That's the one that gives you the fiber and nutrients your body needs. Don't let tricky packaging fool you. This is where most people slip up without realizing it. Check the label once and you'll be set for every trip after. And here's a little trick you might like. Cook a big batch of brown rice and keep it in the fridge. That way you can grab a portion anytime without waiting. It lasts for several days and makes meals so much faster. Imagine opening your fridge, heating it up, and having dinner ready in minutes. That small preparation can save you from choosing something quick but harmful. Sometimes planning ahead is the difference between progress and setback. Another benefit people often overlook is how brown rice helps with weight management. Because it's more filling, you naturally eat less overall. That can take pressure off your knees, hips, and lower back. Carrying extra pounds makes those joints ache even more. But with a simple switch, you can lighten that load little by little. Imagine walking without that heavy strain. That's the kind of daily relief worth aiming for. Brown rice also blends perfectly with beans, a common meal in many American homes. Together they create a dish full of fiber and protein. That combination keeps your sugar balanced even better than rice alone. And it's affordable too, which makes it easy to stick with. Eating well shouldn't be expensive, and meals like rice and beans prove that. Have you ever enjoyed rice and beans for dinner? Write comfort in the comments if that's one of your favorites. Sometimes people say they don't like the texture of brown rice, but here's a tip. Let it rest after cooking. Give it 5 minutes before fluffing with a fork and the texture turns softer. It's a small step, but it makes a big difference. Don't give up before trying this. Cooking is all about little adjustments, and once you get it right, brown rice can become a food you look forward to. Let's not forget the energy factor. White rice may give a quick burst, but it leaves you crashing. Brown rice, on the other hand, gives a steady energy that lasts. That means fewer naps after lunch and more time enjoying your day. Imagine finishing a meal and still feeling ready to go for a walk. That's the kind of freedom people don't expect from food. But once you feel it, you'll never want to go back. Here's another comforting recipe. Stuffed peppers with brown rice, ground turkey, and tomato sauce. It's warm, filling, and packed with flavor. Plus, it won't throw your sugar off track. Meals like this remind us that healthy food can still taste like a family favorite. Don't believe the idea that healthy means boring. You just need the right swaps, and brown rice is one of the easiest. Give it a try and you'll see. But I want you to think about something deeper here. Every time you choose brown rice, you're making a choice for your future. You're choosing less pain, less stress, and more freedom in your daily life. That's not just food, that's self-care. And self-care is something every person with diabetes deserves. Don't underestimate what this one change can do. Keep it in your meals, and you'll thank yourself later. Have you ever noticed how food can affect your mood? White rice can leave you tired and cranky, while brown rice gives a calmer, more steady feeling. That stability can make your days smoother, especially when dealing with the ups and downs of diabetes. Food is more powerful than we realize. If you've felt your mood shift after eating, share your experience in the comments. Your words might encourage someone else who feels the same. And here's something to really hold on to. Brown rice is not just about managing sugar today, it's about protecting your body for tomorrow. Every balanced meal you eat is like a step toward fewer complications down the road. That's why this simple grain matters so much. Don't see it as just rice, see it as a tool for a better life. And that's a perspective worth keeping. The more you make brown rice part of your meals, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, you won't even think about it as a swap. It will just be the rice you eat, plain and simple. And when healthy habits feel that normal, that's when you know you're truly winning. Take it one step at a time, one meal at a time. And before you know it, brown rice could become one of the foods that supports your best days. So next time you're at the store, take a moment to grab a bag of brown rice. Bring it home, cook it up, and taste the difference for yourself. Notice how your body feels afterward. Notice if the aches are lighter, the energy steadier, the sugar calmer. Those are the signs you're on the right track. And every sign matters when you're living with diabetes. Keep this choice close, because it's one that truly supports you. Before you go, let me leave you with something important. Right now, on your screen, there's another video waiting for you. It's not just any video. It's one that shows you how to eat smarter with diabetes in ways most people never hear about. If you skip it, you'll miss details that could make your meals easier and your sugar levels calmer. This isn't just information, it's the kind of knowledge that can save you from painful mistakes. Think about the relief of knowing exactly what foods can help instead of harm. Imagine sitting at your table and feeling confident with what's on your plate. That's the difference this next video can bring. So don't let this chance slip away. Every choice you make adds up, and this next step could be the one that changes everything. Click now before you forget, because the answers are right there. If you've been struggling, if you've felt confused about food, or if you've ever asked yourself, what should I really eat? This is your moment. Don't miss it, I promise. The next video will surprise you with how simple the solutions really are. Click it now, watch it through, and give yourself the gift of knowledge. You deserve it. See you there.